Hello, friends and art and literature lovers. I am C.S.Nag, writer director with Wake Up India, and in today's episode number 29, titled Colonialism and Orientalism, I will talk about how India continues to be bedeviled by the politics of colonialism in spite of the pioneering work and legacy of such great scholars as Sir William Jones. September 28th marks the 275th birth anniversary of the great linguist, jurist, scholar and founder of the Asiatic Society, Sir William Jones. He was among the first Europeans to master the Sanskrit language and reveal the wisdom of the Vedas and such great literary classics as Kalidasa's Shakuntala. In his annual address to the Asiatic Society in 1786, he said, and I quote, "The Sanskrit language is more perfect than the Greek, more copious than the Latin, and more refined than either. Yet it bears a strong affinity to both in the roots of verbs as well as in grammar, more than could possibly have been possible to be produced by accident. So strong indeed that no philologer could examine all three languages without believing them to have sprung from a common source." Unquote. Jones went on to include Gothic, Celtic, and Persian in the list of languages which had sprung, he said, from the same root as Sanskrit, Greek, and Latin. And Max Muller and other Indologists later developed this idea to include all Slavic, Germanic, and Scandinavian languages to produce what they called their family tree of what they called Indo-European group of languages. In other words, William Jones discovered the Indo-European language family just as Columbus discovered America and Darwin discovered the evolution of species. Speaking of Kalidas, after translating his great epic Shakuntala, Jones said, I quote, "Kalidas lived in a golden age of India at a time when the British were as unlettered as Hanuman's primate army." Unquote. Jones also played a significant role in identifying Palibothra of Greek historians as the modern day Pataliputra, and Chandragupta Maurya as Sandrocotus of Greek historians, who received Alexander's emissary Megasthenes in his court and thereby established the historicity of the great Mauryan Empire. Jones's work had a great influence on other European Enlightenment scholars in the 18th century, and great writers like Voltaire and Goethe, and philosophers like Schopenhauer and Nietzsche, who gained inspiration from the Vedanta philosophy and created their own masterworks, as did Beethoven and Ralph Waldo Emerson. In praising Jones's translation of the Bhagavad Gita, India's first Viceroy, Warren Hastings, said, and I quote, "The great works of Indian literature and philosophy, like the Bhagavad Gita, will no doubt survive the British Empire and domination of India long after the English domination of India shall cease to exist. Wake up, India! Isn't it time India's latter-day Coke and Pepsi culture vultures woke up from their neo-colonial delusions and discovered India's glorious heritage?
भोली सूरत दिल के खोटे नाम बड़े और दर्शन छोटे